Good morning, all of you. Today we are going to read class 7th SST Geography, chapter number 1, Our Environment, part 1. So, student, in this chapter we will learn about what is environment, basically how environment help us to live in it, and also what makes environment. So, let us see by going through the content what are the topics that we will cover in this chapter. The first topic is there, that is the environment that we will cover, then natural environment, then four spheres of natural environment, then we have to read about community, ecosystem, biome, adaptation and ecosystem, human environment, and conserving ecosystem. So these are the topics that we will cover in the video. So after learning this chapter, after reading this chapter, what you will able to understand means what are the points that you will get after this. So that is the learning outcomes, means that what you are able to understand after this chapter. So after this you will be able to understand that what is environment. You will be able to understand that what are the types of environment. You will also know about the components of our environment, and you will also get aware about the conservation of environment, means that how we can conserve our environment from various things by polluting by us. That is, we have to understand the conservation. Now let us begin with the chapter. So the first question arises here, what is environment? So there is a simple answer that environment is simply everything around us. So whatever it is around us, whatever we feel, whatever we see, that is environment. Means we cannot see the air, but we can feel the air. So and we can also see the sun, and we can also experience the heat of the sun. We can also see the water, and we cannot catch water, but we can feel it. We can hold it for a little while. So this is what we can see. If I also ask, you are sitting at home right now, you are sitting at home because of the COVID. So what do you see in your surroundings? So you will say, sir, there is a room, there is a table, fan, chair, my parents, my pet animals, there are several birds, those who are chirping outside, several flower pots are there, trees are there. So these all makes the environment. These all makes the environment. You have also noticed some of the things are living and some of the things are non-living. Some are the things which is created by God, some are the things which is created by humans. So we have to read that how the things are get categorized on the basis of their make, means on what basis those products are made, that we have to read in this chapter. Starting with environment. So the term environment has been derived from the word that is environ, which means to surround. So environment literally means surrounding, or the things that surround us. So if we have to understand that whatever things which are present near to us, that all will comes under the environment. Clear? Now moving towards environment is categorized into two, that is biotic components and abiotic components. Why? Because there are several things which is living, and there are several things which is non-living. Like if I give you the example of non-living, so you will take the example as air, water, sunlight, land, soil, whatever the land features are there. And living things, human beings, plants, animals, these all will come under the natural environment. Now moving towards the each components, we have to see the each components of environment beginning with the biotic environment. Before that, you have to also understand that the environment is divided into two parts. The first is natural environment and another one is human environment. We have to begin the chapter with the natural environment, because the nature, what the nature had given us, that is we have to read the on the priority basis. So we have to understand that natural environment is get divided into two, that I told you earlier. The natural environment is divided into two, that is non-living or abiotic component, that is also known as physical component, and living or biotic component, that is also known as biological environment or biological components. So these things we have to read it. Now before the starting the topic, let me clear you abiotic components. There are some examples of abiotic components such as soil, rocks, sunlight, temperature, air, water. These all comes under the abiotic components. And biotic components such as that as explained in previous, plant, animals and human beings, these will comes under the biotic components. Now let us start with the abiotic component. I will give you brief one by one how the abiotic components of natural environment is divided and what are they. Beginning with the lithosphere. So lithosphere consists of all solid landforms of planet surface called crust and the upper mantle. So the upper layer of the earth surface is consist as a lithosphere. So whatever land surface is present, that is the lithosphere. And the word lithosphere is derived from the Greek word that is lithos, which means stones. If we talk about this literal word of the lithos is means stones, that is the physical form of the land, that is the stones. So the earth surface is not flat, you know very well. It is uneven and it has several landforms such as mountain, hills, valleys, plateaus. So these are the different forms of lithosphere present on the earth surface. If we talk about the uses of the lithosphere, why we uses lithosphere, or what is the importance of lithosphere. So the lithosphere is the realm of the earth through which most of the needs of humans are met. Means whatever the needs, such as land is needed for the human settlement, we want to construct the home, so we need land. Soil is very essential for agriculture, so we have to grow something, so we need soil. Industries get vital minerals and other raw materials from the lithosphere. So whatever we set up industries on the land surface, as well as we get the minerals and raw materials from the lithosphere. Suppose if we want to establish a iron and steel factory or industry, so we need to set up that industry on the land surface, definitely. And whatever the raw material is required for making the iron and steel, we have to dig out from the lithosphere. So that is why lithosphere is very important. Now moving towards the next realm, that is the hydrosphere. So hydrosphere is derived from the Greek word that is hydro, which means water. It refers to the water on the earth surface. As you know very well, the earth is covered with water about 71%. So and 29% is covered with earth surface, means land surface. So 71% water is there. So wherever water you can see from the far away, the water appears as a blue from the far away. So if we see from the space, earth appear as a blue because of the water. So appearance of the blue, that is referred as a blue planet. So if somebody asks why the earth is known as blue planet, so you have the answer that earth is covered 71% of water in comparison to the land surface. So that is why earth appears blue from the space, That is why it is also known as blue planet. Water is found as several states such as ice, glaciers, ice sheets. It is also found in liquid form such as oceans, rivers, lakes, pond, underground. It is also found as a gaseous state such as water vapor in atmosphere. So these are the different forms that is found in hydrosphere. Water is essential for all living organisms, means water is very important because we need water to drink, we need water to make several things such as like if we do the all household chores with the help of water, whether we want to cook food, whether we want to clean our house, we want to mop, we want to wash our clothes, or we have to drink, we have to bath. There are several things that we do with the water. So the water is very important, and it is important for the survival of human as well as animals. So this water can be used for the domestic purpose and industrial use also. And it is very important to protect our water from getting polluted, because if we will not protect our water bodies by getting polluted, so in the future time we all may get suffered from the various problems. Now moving to the third component of the natural environment is natural environment and abiotic component, that is the atmosphere. So atmosphere is what? Atmosphere, the layer of air that surrounds the earth, is called atmosphere, and it is also a mixture of gases, dust, water vapor and all. So the basically word atmosphere, that is derived from a Greek word that is atmos, which means vapor, means the water in its vaporized form. The gravitational force of the earth that holds the atmosphere around us, means it is the gravitational force. So gravitational force means the force which attracts, which pulls the things towards the earth's surface, so that the gravitational force makes this atmosphere, makes this air and gases to attract towards the earth's surface. The atmosphere is very useful to the humans in different ways, such as it provides the life-giving gas, that is oxygen. We inhale oxygen, we exhale carbon dioxide. The atmosphere also acts as a blanket that keeps the earth warm by trapping the heat that radiates from the earth. It also protects life from the harmful rays and the scorching heat of the sun. So this is the another component or biotic component of our natural environment. Okay. Now moving towards the next, that is the biosphere. So what is biosphere? Biosphere is the fourth component of the abiotic natural environment. Abiotic natural environment. So this is not the fourth component. This is the interaction. This is the interaction of lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere. So when these all get mixed with each other, they all get interact with each other. So this makes the life possible in the particular zone or particular area. It is also called the living world or the biological environment. Everything in the biosphere is interconnected and interdependent, such as forest. So forest comes under the biological environment, such as how it is possible, because land surface is there, so plants are there. So plants are grown on the land surface with the help of water as well as air. How air? Because air is very important, because nitrogen is the gas which is very essential for the growth of plant, as well as its needs sunlight and various other things. So what forest is a biosphere, example of biosphere, which provides the products such as timber, fruits, nuts, raisins, lac, medicinal herbs. They also provide a natural habitat for the various plants and animals. These also helps for absorbing the atmospheric temperature, and the carbon dioxide as well. Many animals depend on the forest and grasslands for their food. Human also depend upon the forest because we need to construct several houses, several furnitures. We also need some medicinal values plant for the medicines as well. So these all makes up the biosphere. So this is the example where we can understand the biosphere is a zone where lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere interact. What we have read in this topic, we have read that the environment is what? That is the everything that surrounds us or around us, that is the environment, and examples such as air, soil, water, plants, animals, these all makes up the environment. Environment is divided into two, that is natural environment and human environment. Natural environment consists two component, that is biotic and abiotic. So we had already read about the abiotic component of the natural environment such as lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere, and when all these three components, lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere, mix with each other, they forms the biosphere. And biosphere is what? It is a zone where the all living things, all living beings survive. Clear? So this is the biosphere. Now your homework is that you have to find out the uh, numerous gases. What are the numerous gases which is present in our atmosphere? Write with its percentage in your copy. Thank you, students.